And then these UC Davis guys open up with this pepper spray and it hits them all in the, it's just like a massive spraying. And they've been suspended for now. It's a weird video. I haven't seen all of it. If anybody is in the chat room or you're on the show and you want to call in, when I saw the video, I didn't see people writing. I mean, maybe they closed their eyes. I don't know. I don't know the full story on that. But it was one of the things that was interesting about the video is that the spray itself was red. So maybe it's cayenne pepper spray. I don't know, but clearly we were able to see the red spray. It was there. It was evident. You could see it versus a clear spray, which people may or may not be able to see. I'm just wondering about the event itself. Were those people really sprayed with pepper spray? I don't know. I don't know, because the video I saw was not. It did not look to me like if I'd been sprayed with pepper spray, it would have been a violent reaction. And I've seen some shots of people after the pepper spraying where they were wiping their eyes and their face and things like that. But anyway, now we have that, and we're escalating the cycle of Occupy. We're going to go to another level now. People are seeing this footage, this viral footage, how terrible it is, and the escalation of retaliation and protest is we're in it now. We're definitely in it. On I believe it's the 20th of December, Uranus goes direct, and when Uranus goes direct in Aries, you're going to see it's like the dam will be busted wide open. At the same time, on that day, there will be I believe it's a full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. So Uranus goes direct, full moon lunar eclipse opposite the sun in Sagittarius. And that's all happening right around that time. Circle that day on your calendar. It will be a very intense time. The United States, in its charts, in its astrological chart, the 7th house of the United States is in the sign of Gemini, and the United States has Mars in Gemini. So what we'll have likely, and I have to do the degrees and the angles, is we're going to have Mars probably square Mars because Mars is in Virgo. So we're going to have a Mars square, and then we're going to have the Moon in Gemini on the U.S. Mars. So it'll be Mars square, Moon Mars conjunction, Moon square Mars conflict. There's a lot of conflict in the air at that time. And so keep your eye on that date. It's going to be it's a flashpoint. So speaking of reality and what we would consider quote unquote real, over the last week, we've had 2 events that have taken place. The first event that took place was last week. Let me get these names up here because they're important to understand and to know who the players are. So let's see. Hold on a second here. Okay. So last week there was Oscar Ramiro Ortega Hernandez. Oscar Ramiro Ortega Hernandez. This was the guy that was charged with trying to assassinate Barack Obama. He made this tape for Oprah, this video for Oprah. What's fascinating about this video, let me just play this video again. Let me see if I can find this thing. Let me play this again, so if I can do it. The video is like, it's ridiculous. It's like it's right out of Central Casting. Oprah. It's like it's right out of Central Casting. Let's see if we can find this thing. Here we go. Come on, video. Where are you? Here we go. Let's see if we can do it here. I think this is here's the video. Let's a screenshot. You know, it's funny. They've taken away the video part of this on some of these sites. Let me just go to YouTube because I'll be able to find it on YouTube. And then, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's find this here. 48 seconds of scripted ridiculousness. Here we go.
The Obama's window with an assault rifle. The Obamas weren't home at the time. Ortega was in court Thursday to face charges of attempted assassination. Now,
this is a better one. Here we go.
last night we brought you an audio recording of a tape made by Oscar Ramirez Ortega Hernandez, an Idaho man accused of attempting to assassinate the president. In the 45-minute-long recording, Ortega addressed Oprah Winfrey, asking to be a guest on her show. Ortega talks about wars and an oil crisis and refers to himself as the modern-day Jesus. Here's a portion of that tape, which was recorded in September, months after Oprah ended her daytime talk show.
It's not just a coincidence that I look like Jesus. I am the modern-day Jesus Christ that you all have been waiting for. So I ask you, Oprah, better yet, I'm begging you, Oprah. Please cast me onto your show, Oprah. It is so crucial that the world hears God's word for the fate of humanity, for the fate of mankind.
So that's the only thing that we see. Apparently there's more. The guy is reading from a book. You know, he's sitting there, he's reading from a book. I mean, come on now. I mean, how hard is it to just tell the world that Jesus Christ? It's like somebody's here. It's like, here, man, here's your lines. Read this. And I mentioned before that he has no virtual or digital footprint. None. Maybe a Facebook page, and that's negligible. Now, over the weekend, Bloomberg, Emperor for Life, New York's Emperor for Life, made an arrest of somebody by the name of Raymond Pimentel, who is called an Al-Qaeda sympathizer, and he was working on a bomb to put bombs all over New York City and blow shit up. And here's what happens. This is really interesting thing that's happened. Again, I did a quick search on the internet. No, a scan, maybe a scanned Facebook page. Nothing. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. And, okay, Raymond Pimentel. So now what? So then you look at the footage, and then you see a car exploding. This is what newscasts were showing. Car explodes, and then they show a picture, and then they show a very scant photo of hardware, and very crude hardware at that. And all of a sudden, your mind is putting all this stuff together. Right? Let's say, for instance, you have the sound down on your TV, and you see the bomb, you see your car explode, you see the picture, you see the very crude wiring. All of a sudden, your brain is making these associations that something just happened. And even if it didn't happen, it's been registered in your brain that this could happen, right? You're being programmed here. This guy didn't do anything, allegedly. And I don't know the story behind it, but again, it seems highly dubious to me that all of a sudden this guy would appear out of the woodworks and be considered an Al-Qaeda sympathizer. And then they arrest him. And how, it's like we've seen before how these people are in many instances they're plants, and they don't even really exist. Again, Dallas Goldbug has done a huge amount of research on this. Highly recommend his stuff. Don't buy into it 100% completely. Every now and then he comes up with some people that I'm not sure really are fits, but I would say by and large a lot of his stuff is really compelling. So now we have activity in the social sphere and in our consciousness. We've got the Oscar Ramiro Ortega Hernandez bit, and now we've got this other guy, the Penn and Tell bit, all pieced together really within about 4 to 5 days. And if you are not discerning, and if you don't really kind of look through these things and question them, in your mind, you can begin to subconsciously piece together and make associations and connections with these events in your own way. And probably not in a very positive way either, in a very manipulative way. Apparently there's a 20-minute tape of his. I'm going to review the 20-minute tape, and maybe I'll play that on the Friday show. The Thrive movie came out last week. I don't know, I'm sure everybody in the chat room has heard about it, seen it, experienced it on some level. And, you know, it is a viral buzz in many ways, and there are people that are, you know, all over Thrive and championing its message and touting its ability to wake people up. And, you know, I've been crunching the data on Thrive over the weekend, pretty much since Thursday/Friday, when I first, you know, started to get into the buzz. You know, as soon as I found the noise level, as soon as the noise level hit me, I started getting a little bit. And you know, if you drill down here, you know, and I've had some conversations with people over the weekend. If you drill down with Thrive, and you look at the ideas that are in there, a lot of those ideas I think are really important ideas. That what we've been going through has really been a mediated reality in ways that we don't really quite understand. And I think that Thrive is starting to get at that. And if there's anything that you could glean from that film, would be to understand that we do live in a mediated reality. So then what do you do after that? Well, I think after that you have to figure out, well, if we're living in a mediated reality, what's the part that isn't? What is the part that you can begin to disassemble and prove yourself the part that has some attraction, meaning, merit, all those things that are that sort of anchor ourselves in this time-space continuum. So I think that's the most important thing you can do with that movie. What I would suggest that you sort of stay away from is getting swept up in the movement itself, because I think the movement itself could be, again, it could be dangerous. You know, one of the things, and this was also a number of conversations I had over the weekend with people. One of the things that the Zeitgeist movement, and if you've ever taken any of the Zeitgeist people on with any of the ideas, any information, they don't like the challenge. They're not into it. They're almost when you ask them a question, the Venus Project, the Venus Project's about, you know, how things and all those things. They completely just, you know, they don't want to hear. So what happens is that movements become these ideological anchors. It's kind of like Obama. I mean, I think there's a quality of Thrive that is very related to the Obama phenomenon. It's in some ways it's the same kind of hope and hype that is associated with giving people solutions. And then what happens is that once these solutions don't pan out, then you have a great sense of demoralization. But my feeling is that the hype around Thrive, or what Thrive ultimately is trying to do. And I don't think Foster Gamble just decided to make a movie